Hello and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to look at today's article for Age of Sigmar 4th edition, what it means for some armies, some factions, what's going away, what is staying, and let's have a little bit of a delve into some potential rumours of what could be coming. Yes, it's big. So, yeah, they dropped this early this afternoon. Big title, What's Leaving Warhammer Age of Sigmar Range, and it's pretty big. I was not expecting this. I don't think anyone really was, but it's absolutely huge. So basically, they talk about how they can't make everything, and there's lots of new stuff, and there's a lot of factions. And the first picture kind of gives it away of what's going to happen. So Stormcast Eternals are massively affected by this. The Beasts of Chaos and the Bone Splitters for the Orcs are hugely affected by this. So what does it mean? So it basically means that two factions, the Beasts of Chaos and the Bone Splitters, as well as a number of older Stormcast Eternals from the Sacrosanct and Warrior Chambers, will be receiving a free download digital battle tome. These will feature new background and rules and will be considered legal for the use of competitive play until next year. At this point, they will move over to Warhammer Legends, and they will no longer be supported for competitive play, which kind of means that there's going to be a Stormcast Eternal book probably out before summer of next year. Fully expect it to be out by the end of this year, but all of your models that are getting basically removed from this book are going to have their own little rules, free downloadable rules that you can use competitively until summer of next year. So we encourage you to use your collection for casual play, and we will continue to support this content with rules and balance updates as needed throughout the edition. Yeah, okay. So what is going from the Stormcast Eternals? Well, they've pretty much put a big, long picture here of the unit. So we've got the Bastilla, the Evocators on Dracolines, the Evocators, the Sequitors, the Knight Heralder, the Knight Vexilla, the Lord Castellant, the Lord Celestin, the Lord Variant, the Lord Ordinator. I really wanted one of them for my Cities of Sigmar army. The Lord Exorcist, the Knight Azorus, Paladins, which means all flavors of Paladins, unless they're in Thunderstrike armor, of course. Judicators, Liberators. We already knew the Liberators changing because they've already shown us the new Liberators. Prosecutors, Gravial Surheart, Vorus Starstrike, Castigators, Asteria Soulbright, and all of these. So this is a big, massive chunk of the Stormcast range, like huge. Basically, what does this mean? Basically, if it didn't come out in 3rd edition and it isn't wearing Thunderstrike armor, it ain't staying around, and it's probably going to be getting a new kit. So there's a lot of rumours, and I've already talked about these rumours before, how a lot of this was going to be getting updated in 4th edition, the Liberators, the Judicators, and the Prosecutors, and the Lord Celestin. We've seen pictures of these in the Realms of Ruin computer game, so it wasn't really, you know, a secret. So we kind of knew the rumours are rife, and this is what is happening. This is kind of good, because obviously we're not going to get what the Space Marine players get, and had a massive load of bloat. They're actually letting the players and customers know before 4th edition drops. Whereas with the Space Marines, they kind of shown all the new Space Marines that come out with 10th edition, and then not long after that, they went, oh yeah, by the way, this is what's getting Legend and getting removed. So we kind of already knew that, you know, that was going to happen. At least this time they're giving you the heads up. Yes, it sucks that if your army's entirely made up of from 1st edition or 2nd edition, that your army's pretty much gone for 4th. That it does suck, and the rage on the internet has been heavy. Like, some of the comments have been brutal, but you still are going to get rules. You still are going to be able to play them casually. You've got them to competitively up until next year, and then after that, competitively, they won't be supported anymore. But you're still going to be able to play your game, and you're still going to get free rules for your models, which is kind of a good thing. But yes, obviously this is to get you to buy new Stormcast Eternals and get you to get the new Stormcast models that are obviously going to be coming out with this edition. But that's not all. Stormcast Eternals are affected, but so are others. So the Skaven, obviously, we all know that the Skaven are getting a massive refresh. And again, I talked about this in another video. Clan Rats, the Acolyte, Waterfire, Gutter Runners, Storm Vermin. A lot of this we kind of figured were going to get binned and get done with the new range refresh. Now, I wouldn't hold off that these are completely disappearing. Now, I would imagine that some point in the future, these models will probably come back in the old world. I still firmly believe that in the future of the old world, the Skaven will become a core faction and they will get a release with a couple of new models. It's going to happen. Right now, it's Age of Sigmar's focus for the Skaven. The old world will come in a few years' time. So expect these models to come back. You can quote me on that. I fully expect that to happen. But yes, there's going to be a lot of new stuff. Now, Doom Wheels and all of that kind of cool stuff, it's all going to be there. One of the things that we already know just by looking at this picture is the Warplock Jezreels. We've already seen them in the cinematic for 4th edition, so we already know that there's going to be a unit of 3 of them in the launch box. So, you know, brand new plastics, going to look pretty cool. You know, if you're a Skaven, if you're a Skaven player, it's a good time. You're getting some pretty good models. I mean, as an example, the rattling gun in the top left right hand corner is looks pretty pants compared to the rattling gun that's in the new cinematic. That looks pretty dope. So, you know, cool. Rat Swarms are probably going to be in the new launch box, as well as the Clan Rats, as well as probably, you know, some of these heroes here that have been disappearing. So, yep, Skaven are going to get a massive range refresh. But if you've got these models, start putting them on square bases and start playing them in the old world, because that's going to happen. You're going to get some old world love in the future. It's mark my words. So what else are we going to be at? Obviously, the Bone Splitters. Now, this is a bit of a sad one because this is kind of been confirmed already over on the social medias where people asked about the Bone Splitters. It seems to be that the Beasts of Chaos will be coming back, but we'll be getting repackaged for the old world. But for the Bone Splitters, it seems that they are gone. They're being squatted, never to return again. I would imagine at some point in the future for the old world, there will probably be a Bone Splitters kit will come out, purely because they're a unit upgrade that you can have in the old world, unless you just want to paint your guys green. But if you do want them, and you do want them for the old world, and you do want to do a Bone Splitters themed type army, which you I believe can do in the Arcane Journal, then now is the time to basically grab as many of these as you can and have them for your old world armies. Slave to Darkness is next, and obviously all of the weird Warcry warbands and Underworld stuff are going to Legends, which is very, very strange. Now, they haven't confirmed or denied that these warbands will be unavailable for Warcry anymore. It's just that they're gone, which kind of is weird. This is a little bit unexpected, and I wasn't fully expecting this at all. There's a lot of people have got these warbands and use it in Slaves to Darkness. And this is quite a lot of, like, the initial wave of Warcry is, like, going away. So it's finally the Define the Follows. This means that a number of the warbands representing the wider worshippers of chaos in the mortal realms will be retiring from the spotlight and the range, mostly involving warbands from the previous edition of Warcry. So it doesn't sound like they're staying for Warcry either, which is a bit weird. So maybe Warcry is moving away from the like themed around about the Chaos Warbands fighting each other. I do think that Warcry is pretty much a kill team for Age of Sigmar now. Looking at some of the latest releases, like the Lumineth one and the some of the other stuff that they've done, but it is what it is. It's a bit of a shame because there were some pretty cool looking warbands there. I feel sorry for all the people that spent an absolute fortune buying a load of Splintered Fangs, only for them to be absolutely removed. And then, no surprise to anybody, the Beasts of Chaos. Now, they have confirmed that the Beasts of Chaos are being removed from Age of Sigmar. They will not be an Age of Sigmar faction going into 4th edition, but they are being repackaged for the old world, which is kind of cool. Now, one thing that I will note is there's endless spells there, but they've not mentioned anything about endless spells for 4th edition, so I'm still hoping that endless spells have been removed. If not, oh well, never mind. But yes, the Beasts of Chaos are getting removed and repackaged for the old world, which is cool that they're still there, but pretty sad that they've been removed from Age of Sigmar. And then there's some other things as well, and these were a little bit sort of like, whoa, where did these come from? So we've obviously got the Sylvaneth Branch Wraith, which is, I believe, a Finecast miniature. I do believe she's a Finecast miniature. I think she is, which is okay, fine. Less Finecast is good. Maybe that means that there is going to be a new plastic Branch Wraith coming out in 4th edition. There's the Saurus Eternal Warden, who is another Finecast miniature. So hopefully that means that that will get a new plastic model. The Valkyrie the Bloody, who is a character for the Blades of Khorne, and is also prominent in the old world, especially if you play like Warhammer Total War 3. She's one of the legendary lords for Khorne. She's obviously been removed, and she is a Finecast miniature as well. So again, another Finecast miniature, good to be seen removed. And so is the big sort of crazy monkey Khorne demon thing as well. Maybe this is kind of hinting that they might get new models for Age of Sigmar 4th edition. Maybe this is a good sort of... But normally if they would do something like that, then they would kind of not like tell you. They would just sort of change the model with the new release. They wouldn't like tell you that it's been removed and no longer available to buy. So, you know, maybe she is gone. And it's another Finecast miniature that they no longer have to worry about. The Madcap Shaman, which is such a shame, such a cool little model, he's gone. And the big boss on the gigantic spider, that's also gone. But I would imagine that model will probably end up in the old world at some stage. And then the Mistweaver, which was, I believe, a miniature that come out for the Warhammer Quest box set. I believe it was one of the characters from that. Now, if the rumours are true, 4th edition will see Shadow Elves and Malekith, or whatever he's called now, come back, as well as Tyrion for the Lumineth Realm Lords. So maybe this miniature's been removed because it doesn't fit with the aesthetics of the new faction. So I'm fully expecting the Shadow Elves to be a part of Age of Sigmar 4th edition, and maybe this one doesn't fit, and that's why it's been removed. But very strange, opens up a lot of possibilities, but yeah. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's a pretty much of a shock, like, seriously, a really big article. The Stormcast Eternals, you know, seeing the rumours, not massively surprised, but, you know, it is what it is. So yeah, we're going to flip it over now. So that's probably one of the biggest bombshells we're probably going to get this week regarding 4th edition. I mean, Stormcast Eternals being absolutely gutted. Beasts of Chaos confirmed that they are not going to be in 4th edition. Bone Splitters gone. A lot of Chaos Warbands from War Shrine gone, and a few other characters, and the Skaven. But we kind of figured that because, you know, Skaven are getting a massive range refresh. They're kind of like the Nids and the Necrons for Age of Sigmar for this edition. So yeah, it is. I feel sorry for anybody who has invested heavily in the past, you know, few years in things like Stormcast Eternals or just started Beasts of Chaos. If you have just started Beasts of Chaos, start getting those models off those round bases and get them on square bases and get yourself the Old World rulebook and start playing the Old World. Beasts of Chaos in the Old World are really good, so strongly recommend you don't burn your models and film it and as a protest to Games Workshop, play the old world. You'll enjoy it. The rage about this has been monumental. Like, some of the comments I've seen, like, I even was giggling at an Australian who was threatening legal action because under certain Australian rules, he's entitled to a refund. Unfortunately, Games Workshop is a British company, so they care not for your country's rules. So it's mental. Like, the Games Workshop do this every now and again. I do remember a friend of mine at the beginning of 5th edition pretty much sold his entire fully painted Wordbearers army and demons because Games Workshop flat out lied in White Dwarf regarding how the new Chaos Space Marines and Demons Codex were going to work. They basically said that they were going to split the books in two and that the books would work fully compatible with each other. Even had Jervis Johnson make articles in White Dwarf about this, how cool it was going to be. And then when we actually got our hands on the Codex, we realised that, no, the only demons that we could use with Chaos Space Marines were the crappy, lesser demons, and you couldn't even use proper greater demons in your army. And as a Wordbearer player who liked to summon a lot of crazy demons, he was raging because that's the whole fluff about the Wordbearers. And he promptly sold his army. And I don't think he's ever played 40k ever again. I do believe he plays Age of Sigmar, though. But, so yeah. Games Workshop have done this. You know, once you've been around the block for a while, you kind of get used to them doing it. They do some extreme stuff like this. But normally when they do things like this, it's because they're redoing the miniatures in a big way, which they kind of are for the Stormcast Eternals and the Skaven. The Bone Splitters sucks, but let's be fair, not many people were playing them. And the Beasts of Chaos are going to get a nice, new, shiny new home in Warhammer the Old World. As for everything else, sucks, man. What can I say? But if you like this video, please like, subscribe, share, and talk. Drop comments about what you think. Feel free to rage in the comment section if you're ultimately affected by this. If not, just rage anyway. Rage is good. Let it out. Allow me to be the shoulder for you to cry on. And just share your experiences and let me know if you've still got an army, if you don't have an army. Are you going to get into 4th edition? Are you actually buying into 4th edition? Could I introduce you in joining the Cities of Sigmar? Cities of Sigmar. Untouched. And we will see you all in the next one.